Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Noel and today is a very different vlog because we are going to make banana bread. This was a special request by my sister because she had several overripe bananas and I learned how to make banana bread during the quarantine. So that's what we're gonna do. I have a little spin on things just to make sure that you don't have an extra tire by the end of the quarantine. So let's see how that goes. Okay, the first thing you need to have when you're making banana bread is a recipe. And this is one that I wrote down. I copied it from a recipe website. So that means that all my proportions are correct. So I need to assemble things like butter and then, of course, the bananas. I need 2 eggs. I need some milk. I need my vanilla extract. 2 cups of flour. And either baking soda or baking powder. So that's what we have here. So you might have noticed that there's no sugar in the ingredients that I put down, and that's because I used a sugar substitute. It's called Treasure Sands. Basically, the proportions are, if you need a cup of sugar, you probably need a tablespoon of Treasure Sands because it's very highly concentrated. It's made from sugar cane, and that's what I've been using in my baking stuff so far. It's actually really sweet. Sometimes things turn out sweeter than I intended, but then that's okay. So all of the calories that we're going to be intaking in this banana bread will come from the flour, the butter, the eggs, and the bananas. Okay, so we have to melt the butter, and the fastest way to do that is to pop it in the microwave. Maybe lower the power, and it's going to melt in there so that we have a liquid butter to work with. So most recipes will have you creaming the butter with the sugar. In this case, we are going to cream this melted butter with about 1/6 of a cup of Treasure Sands. So that's about 40 grams. The original recipe used 1 cup sugar. Now, you might have a question whether the texture is the same or not. I found that it is, even with less grains to make the structure of it. Okay, so we've creamed the butter and sweetener. Now we are going to add the eggs. So I like to beat the eggs together before I add them in to the other liquids. Once the egg yolk and the egg white are combined, you add them in to the butter and sweetener mixture. And then we're gonna add 1/4 cup of milk. I like to use low-fat milk. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Combine. Now the bananas, you're gonna have to mash them. Some people like to take the easy road of this, which means using a food processor or a blender. But I find that I like the chunky texture of chopped and lightly mashed bananas. So we're just going to cut the bananas up this way. That's 2 bananas. I have 6 bananas. 6 bananas. Normally the recipe calls for only 3 bananas, but More is better, you know? Now that the bananas are mashed, we are going to add them into the earlier mixture. So you just mix the wet stuff first before you start adding in the dry stuff. And just combine. And we're going to set this aside, because now we're going to go on to the dry ingredients. So this is 2 cups of flour, and I'm going to add probably a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. And I'm going to combine it into that flour. And just make sure that it's all in there, because you obviously want the dough or the batter to rise evenly. Now, so that's the flour. We are going to add the wet stuff to the dry stuff. You want to sit beside me, Blake? Hmm? This is my nephew, Blake. So now, of course, you have to get the wet stuff and the dry stuff to combine properly. Now, I'm not a professional baker, and I'm sure some professional bakers are watching this and cringing at how I'm combining all the ingredients. But yeah, I'm not selling this. I'm eating this in the end. And if I'm happy with the finished product, then, you know, who cares? So I have some parchment paper and a pair of scissors. This is my baking tray. So I have to make sure that I use enough parchment paper so that the batter doesn't stick, but also I don't waste paper. It's done. Okay. So it doesn't have to be very neat. It just has to line the bottom of the pan. Sometimes I like to be fancy and fold it up. Okay, now you're going to add all of this batter into the center of the pan. There's still a lot left inside, so I'm going to scrape that together and put it all in. I love my spatula. Okay. Hey, stop passing in front of me. Now it's going to be in there for approximately 1 hour. Alright, so the baking is done. Now it's time to pull the banana bread out of the oven. You want banana bread? Cute naman doggy ko. So now, the moment of truth. We are going to taste our banana bread. And got that huge chunk of banana in there. in that mouthful. And the crusty corner of the banana bread really tastes good. It's just right with the amount of sweetness that it has. So yeah, I've got to thank Treasure Sands for that. It's kind of like a guilt-free sweet treat. One that I will really continue to enjoy even after this quarantine period has ended. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching my process of making banana bread. It's pretty much a very basic process. I just put a little spin on it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you again next time.